The Last of Us Season 2 continues to expand the gritty, emotional, and violent world of post-apocalyptic Seattle, and Episode 4 is one of the most pivotal yet. Not only does it push Ellie and Dina closer to Abby's trail, but it also drops a handful of reveals that will shape the rest of the season, and maybe even shift the power dynamics between the WLF, Seraphites, and our heroes. Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. Let's break down the ending of The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 4, and explore what it really means for the future of the show. From Isaac's bloody origins to Denas pregnancy, Ellie's long-held secret, and the war erupting at Lake Hill. Ellie and Dina's narrow escape sets the stage. The episode picks up momentum as Ellie and Dina continue their dangerous trek through the ruins of Seattle. After being chased by infected and cornered by WLF forces, the pair narrowly escape a collapsing train station and flee into a decrepit theater. It's there, among broken seats and shattered dreams, that they regroup and catch a transmission on a walkie-talkie. The transmission, heavily coded but clearly urgent, mentions Lake Hill, a location Ellie and Dina haven't yet heard of. But what grabs their attention isn't just the name, it's the panic in the voices of the WLF soldiers and the sound of nearby explosions and gunfire. Something big is happening there, and Ellie immediately suspects it could be related to Abby. Despite the danger, the duo decides they have to go. It's their first concrete lead in weeks, and while they're battered, emotionally frayed, and exhausted, they can't afford to wait. They climb to the roof of the theater, scan the skyline, and use their map to triangulate Lake Hill's location. As fireballs erupt in the distance, Ellie and Dina steel themselves and head toward what looks like a literal war zone. What's going on at Lake Hill? The final moments of Episode 4 are shrouded in smoke and chaos. Gunfire echoes, explosions light up the night sky, and Ellie and Dina can only watch from afar before deciding to move in. But who exactly is the WLF fighting at Lake Hill? There are two leading theories, and both are compelling. First, the Seraphites. Introduced more prominently in Episode 3, the Seraphites are a fanatical cult that opposes the WLF and seeks to control Seattle through radically different ideals. Their belief in purification and sacrifice clashes with the WLF's militaristic structure, and their ongoing conflict has already left a trail of blood. In Episode 3, the WLF ambushed a Seraphite caravan. In Episode 4, Ellie and Dina stumble upon a grisly scene where WLF soldiers have clearly been massacred, possibly in retaliation. It's likely that the Lake Hill assault is another flashpoint in this ongoing war. The second theory, the infected. Seattle is overrun, and the WLF is frequently seen attempting to secure or purge hot zones. Lake Hill could be another such area. The amount of firepower being used suggests a massive horde or a dangerous new breed of infected, perhaps a bloater or even something worse. Regardless of the enemy, the chaos at Lake Hill promises a massive showdown in future episodes, and Ellie and Dina, whether ready or not, are heading straight into it. Isaac's flashback reveals a cold-blooded rise to power. Episode 4 opens with a haunting flashback introducing a major new player, Isaac. Portrayed by Jeffrey Wright, his arrival has been teased for some time, especially by fans of The Last of Us Part 2, and his introduction doesn't disappoint. We see Isaac as a FEDRA officer, someone trained, brutal, and disillusioned. But in a shocking twist, he turns on his own, executing fellow agents and defecting to the Resistance. That Resistance would eventually become the Washington Liberation Front WLF, and Isaac's role as its leader starts here. This flashback isn't just about backstory, it's about showing who Isaac really is, a man who believes in control at all costs. Later in the episode, he's seen interrogating a captured Seraphite with chilling detachment. This moment, more than any speech or action, cements his status as a ruthless leader, one that Ellie and Dina will inevitably clash with. Isaac's presence adds a new layer of tension to the show. While Abby may be the immediate target of Ellie's revenge, Isaac's grip on the WLF and his cold leadership could make him the true villain of Season 2. Ellies Immunity is no longer a secret. One of the most emotionally charged moments of the episode comes in the subway tunnels. where Ellie and Dina find themselves surrounded by infected. In the chaos, Ellie is bitten but doesn't react. Dina is horrified, thinking Ellie has just received a death sentence. That's when Ellie finally tells Dina the truth. She's immune. The scene is raw, vulnerable, and intimate. It shows how much Ellie has carried this secret and how deeply she trusts Dina now. In the game, this reveal comes when Ellie's mask breaks during a spore encounter. But since spores don't exist in HBO's adaptation, the writers cleverly changed it to a bite, still effective, and perhaps even more visceral. This moment also deepens the bond between the two. Ellie's trust is rewarded, and Dina, instead of recoiling, responds with her own secret, one that changes everything.
Every part of you, you tell me what I want to know!
Dina is pregnant, and that changes the game. Dina's reveal hits like a bombshell after a harrowing escape, an emotional confession, and the confirmation of Ellies' immunity. Dina says she has something to share. She's pregnant. The father, Jesse, their friend from Jackson, who was part of their initial group. Dina confirms the news with a few pregnancy tests she found and admits she's known for a little while, but waited to say something until the time was right. The implications are enormous. Traveling across Seattle, avoiding infected, fighting the WLF, and seeking revenge are all nearly impossible on their own. Doing it while pregnant, that raises the stakes exponentially. Not only does it add danger and urgency, but it may also force Ellie to reconsider her approach to Abby. How far is she willing to go when someone she loves and the child she's carrying is at constant risk? This reveal also mirrors the game, where Dina's pregnancy plays a significant role in how the story unfolds emotionally and logistically. It creates a new layer of conflict, forcing the characters to question what matters more, revenge or survival. Where has Abby been? While episode 4 focuses heavily on Ellie and Dina, some viewers are wondering, where is Abby? So far, we've only seen glimpses of her aftermath, her killing of Joel, her absence from Seattle, and the trail she's left behind. But those who've played The Last of Us Part 2 know what's coming. The game eventually shifts perspectives, letting players experience Abby's side of the story over the same 3-day period in Seattle. It reveals her motivations, her guilt, and the consequences of her actions. According to the game, Abby spends her first day back in Seattle trying to find Owen, a fellow WLF soldier and someone she shares a complicated relationship with. That subplot hasn't kicked off yet in the show, but it's likely we'll see it soon, possibly in episode 5 or 6. When the show finally pivots to Abby's POV, it will reframe everything we've seen so far. And if HBO sticks closely to the source material, it will challenge viewers to see Abby not just as a villain, but as a person shaped by loss, love, and impossible choices.
Dina, do not fucking shoot me! I've been banned.
What's next for The Last of Us Season 2? With the explosive setup of Episode 4, The Last of Us Season 2 is poised for major developments. Ellie and Dina are heading straight into Lake Hill, a hotspot of violence and uncertainty. The WLF is in disarray, battling both Seraphites and infected. Isaac's brutal leadership is looming large, and Abby's storyline is waiting in the wings. On top of that, Dina's pregnancy adds a new emotional weight to the journey. Ellie, hardened by loss but softened by love, may soon find herself at a crossroads. Stay on the path of revenge, or protect the future that's suddenly taken root beside her. Episode 4 may have ended with gunfire, but it also ended with decisions, ones that will define the rest of the season. Do you think Ellie will confront Abby in Seattle, or will something stop her first? Our nerdy thoughts. And that wraps up our breakdown of The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 4. From Isaac's brutal rise to power, to Ellie and Dina's emotional revelations, and the looming chaos at Lake Hill. This episode packed in more than just action. It deepened the characters, raised the stakes, and set the stage for what's shaping up to be an unforgettable second half of the season. What did you think of the episode? Do you believe the WLF is really fighting the Seraphites at Lake Hill? Or is something even more terrifying waiting there? And how do you think Dina's pregnancy will affect their mission? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. No spoilers for future game events, please. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our breakdowns of every upcoming episode. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe out there.